Alright, so welcome back. In today's video, I'm going to be working on this Playart 040. So before we get into it, I'll take it over to the track and show you just how it runs right this second.
Alright, so I've got it all set up on the track. Here is how it is as of now. It runs smooth, but it's a bit loud. And that light, even though it does work, it is very, very dim, so I'll have to adjust that. But I'll come back over to the desk, and I'll come back with the engine without a shell, as I'm going to clean it and the tender off.
Alright, so as you can hopefully see, I'm back. I've got the shell and tender drying off. So let's just try and start taking this thing apart. The only screw I can see is this, and I'm assuming that would be the best way to get into this. So I'll just undo this. Right there, I've got that out. Just gonna pick that wheel up out of the way. And I'm gonna start by getting in there and cleaning out that worm gear and those bearings. These are pretty simple engines. It shouldn't be too hard of a thing to fix up. I think I got just about as much out of there as I can. Gonna make sure these are still quartered right. And then before I go and put oil in here, I still gotta clean up this wheel set. But I just want to check and make sure there's no beginnings of a crack or anything in here. Which currently looks good, so I'll clean off this axle and gear. I'll get the front one here. What's interesting is that it looks to me like they are basically the same part, except one has a gear and the other doesn't. It might have just made it cheaper for a Lifelike to make, but it's sort of interesting thing. Just for the second, I'll remove that. I'll just get some oil on this first axle here. And then down in here, I'll get out my screwdriver and I'll get some grease on that worm gear. And then I'll put some oil on the bearings here. Some oil on this gear. I think I can get this back together. I think first I can get this bottom piece on and then deal with that. You know what, I'm gonna figure the rest of this out off camera and then come back once I got that back in. Alright, so I am back. I think all I have left is to get some of these joints with some 107. First of all, the motor joints. And then the joints for all the drive rods. Now I think all I need to do is wait for the shell to finish drying off as well as the tender. Then I'll meet you back over at the track with the whole engine reassembled. Actually, before that, nearly forgot about this. Need to readjust that light a little bit more. Alright, there. Now, as soon as that shell is dried off, I'll meet you back over at the test track. Alright, so I've got the 040 all put back together and set up on the track, albeit still a bit damp. So here's how it runs. That's a lot better. Still a little loud in reverse. I don't seem to have any light. Oh well, I can fix that later. But yeah, I am pretty happy with this thing. But before I end the video, I'll take this back over to the desk, and then I have a few questions I'd like a bit of input on. Alright, so for the probably one or two of you that have stuck around, I have a few channel-related questions that I can't decide on, which I'd like to have some input on. So first of all, it'll relate to this one engine. Do I leave this one as it is, as well as my other one? Or should I put the better shell and tender from my other 040 onto this one, and sell my less nice with the cracked but fixed gear 040, and get something else? Which I can't decide which I want to do. I don't really need both of them, but it's sort of nice. And secondly, what I'm thinking of is I have a spare DCC and sound decoder for a steam engine. And I can't decide if I want to detail this engine and put it in this, if I want to put it in my Bachmann GS4, which I mentioned in an update video a while ago, or if I want to upgrade and put it in one of my Rivarossi 240s. So I can't really decide on that. But yeah, if you have input on any of those two things, let me know. But for the one or two of you that are probably still here, thanks for watching.